everybody and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make Scarlet Witch's leather braces slash leather cuffs, whatever you want to call them, but the things that she wears on her wrists. You can use this for cosplay or a Halloween costume or whatever you want to make them for, maybe just an accessory to wear in your everyday life. I won't judge. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so the supplies that you will need is at least ½ meter of black faux leather or vinyl, 2 black zippers with gold teeth. Mine are about 4 inches long. Keep in mind that when you make your bracer there will be about 2 inches at the top that don't have any zipper there, so I would stay safe and use 4 or 5 inch zippers, if that makes sense. I will explain in a little bit what I mean by that. Also, of course, a scissors. I would recommend a sharp one because this may be quite tough to cut. Of course, a measuring tape, pins, some black thread, and this is optional, but I also have some interfacing because I may strengthen mine a little bit. So you're going to start by measuring out how long you want your cuff to be. Make sure to place your zip as well. As I said, there's going to be about a 2-inch gap where there isn't a zip on your cuff at the top. And remember your seam allowance, so I used about 2 centimeters at the bottom and at the top. Then measure around your wrist where the bottom of the cuff will be and wherever you want it to end at the top. So I used sort of mid forearm. Then I transferred these measurements onto paper to make a pattern, again using my zip for placement. Then I marked out where the top of the zip will be. Try and keep this relatively straight on your arm. Then I cut my pieces out of my faux leather fabric. They'll basically look like just a big rectangle. And I'm pinning in where my zip ends. Then I'm also pinning in where I want to cut off my excess fabric. And I've also pinned in my side seam. Then, following the pin that I put in for the end of the zipper, I marked out a straight line down the middle just to know where to place the slit for the zipper. So a little detail that she has on her braces is 2 faux leather toggles. So I cut out 2 tiny strips of fabric and pinned them in place on the ends of the zipper. I then went and interfaced the back side of the cuff where the slit for the zip will be. Then I'm going to hem the bottom edges. I leave a space in the middle at the bottom end. Use the zipper foot as I find that this is easier to sew the vinyl with. It also gives you closer access to the edges. Then I sewed my hems down. Vinyl can be a tough fabric to sew, so remember to pull the fabric as you sew with the machine, but don't pull too hard as the needle may scratch the fabric. Then I'm sewing in the bottom hem, remembering to leave that gap that I talked about. After I'd hemmed both edges, I used my scissors to create the slit for the zipper. And remember that gap we left? I nipped the edges of this on the corners so that I have this little flap. Then I cut a sort of angular square piece out of the bottom so that you can kind of fold it around the bottom zipper edge, as you can see here. And then sew in your zipper. Remember to leave that small gap at the bottom and also a small gap at the top where you can fold over the edge at the end. Ta-da! Obviously, once you've sewn one side of the zipper in, make sure to sew in the other side. Then where I left that little flap, you're going to fold it over the edge of the zipper. Now you can finally sew up the back slash side seam. Once you're done, flip your bracer inside out and ta-da! It's finished! And here you have it, how you make Wanda's leather cuff braces, again whatever you want to call it. I think these look super cool and I hope you enjoyed this video. This is my first kind of tutorial, so leave it a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you guys in my next video.